Hello, lovelies. We are live. I am so excited to be here today. This is actually kind of crazy. So, we're doing something today we have not done before. So, bear with me because I might be kind of looking all over the place right now because we are actually streaming live on, get this. We are live on TikTok. We are live on LiveScale. So if you're on LiveScale, say hello. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube and so many places. And if you saw what is in front of me right now and the number of devices and screens and everything, oh, this is just so fun. So my name is Stephanie. I am the senior esthetician and head of education here at Go Pure Beauty. We are a clean clinical skincare brand, and we are so committed to making the best, most effective products at an always accessible price point. And we put customer service and each and every one of you first every single day. And I'm just so happy to be able to be here for National Healthy Skin Month. Yes, it's already November. I can't believe that. So when you hop on, say hello and let us know where you are actually joining us from. And again, I have comments from different platforms and everything. This is our first time doing one of these big lives on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. So welcome, and thanks for being with us today. I'm going to be seeing your comments over here and here. I see we have Thriving Mama on, Sue, Renita, Kathy, Baruch, Marta, welcome. Hey, Debbie B. Let us know where you're joining us from. If you're on LiveScale, we're actually going to be doing some really incredible giveaways today as I share my top 5 esthetician approved tips for maintaining healthy skin, because yes, November is National Healthy Skin Month. And if you've been on our lives before, we just pack them full of tons of information and education. So you guys can always have the most incredible, easy to understand and effective skincare routine. And on TikTok, we have Kit Kat. Hello, major changes coming at us from Ottawa. Welcome, everyone. This is amazing. So when you hop on, yes, let us know where you're joining us from. If you're on LiveScale, we are going to be doing giveaways. So there is a link with wherever you're watching us. So you want to join us over on LiveScale to participate in the giveaways, because today we're actually giving away your choice of a vitamin C cleanser or our micellar makeup remover wipes for those that participate in the conversation. So we're just so excited to be able to share all of this today and just have a great time. Funk Girl is joining us from Pittsburgh on TikTok. Welcome. I see Samia and Sally. Awesome. So some of the platforms you're watching on, you might need to create a unique username. Make sure you do that, because yes, I like to share lots of great information with you, but I also really enjoy chatting with you and answering your questions. So make sure you ask questions and participate in the conversation and drop those hearts and likes and everything and engage away. This is the first time we're streaming to multiple platforms at the same time like this. And so we're just so excited to have you all with us today. And yes, I do have cameras in multiple places and my notes and all of those things. So welcome. And let's get to it. So yes, it is National Healthy Skin Month. And if you've been on my lives before, you know, I will say that our skin is our largest organ, and we have to actually give it the care that it needs, just like we would anything else with our body. And so I want to say, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, I'm not a dietitian. I've been a clinical esthetician for the last decade plus. And I've been in the beauty industry for 20 years. And I'm just so passionate about helping all of you optimize your skincare routine. And I think that that's a very big part of skin health, is obviously what we do day in and day out to care for our skin. And it's a really a part of our overall wellness plan. It is so important to prioritize skin health because I'm going to share with you how our skin works so super hard to care for us. So we need to care for it right back. Oh my goodness, we have viewers from South Carolina and Australia and Massachusetts, Texas, Mesa, Arizona, Illinois, Rockland, New York, Fort Myers, all over the place. And I am here in Denver and this is so great. So now we do have an offer. If you're joining us on LiveScale or you do want to shop, if you're on LiveScale, you can actually shop as you watch. And if you use code HEALTHYSKIN in all capital letters, you can save 20% off your order. So yes, if we do have our amazing customer service manning the chat. They can share the link if you do want to hop over onto the LiveScale feed. You can actually shop as you learn to, which is really so fun. And I want to say we actually have closed captioning now. This is something we have been working very, very hard on in some of these platforms to be able to have closed captioning as well. So that's really cool. Different platforms have it. If you see that option, you can totally click it as well. All right, so let's do this. Participate and let's have a good time today. Drop some hearts and leave a comment if you are ready to have fun right now, because I'm super ready too. Now, and you can also share this live if you would like. So hit that share button, drop those hearts, and let's get into it. So like I said, the skin is so dynamic and interesting and amazing. And obviously I'm very passionate about teaching about skin, and I think it's so interesting, but it has a lot of natural processes and mechanisms to stay healthy. Really, it's really amazing. And what I like to do is just teach all of you how to lean into those natural processes to support the skin. So yes, Kat is asking to get on LiveScale. If you are on our live text group and you got a link to the live, yes, that link that you got will take you right to the LiveScale live if you want to participate in the giveaway. And you can text the word live to 29684 if you're in the United States, and text the word live to 69214 if you are in Canada to get on that list. But they should be dropping that link in the chat there for you to hop on if you want to go to the LiveScale and participate there and be able to shop and save and participate in the giveaway. Great question. Yes, super great question. All right. So how do we actually learn about what our skin wants to do naturally and support that with our skincare routine? Well, that's some of the things I'm going to be talking with you about today. But who wants to learn a fact? I love sharing tidbits and facts and all of those other great things because I think that's really fun. Did you know that the skin covers an average of 20 square feet? And yes, it is our body's largest organ, but it is also our body's heaviest organ. And yes, its most obvious job is to protect us from the outside world, but it has so many processes to actually keep us stay hydrated and protect us in so many ways. It literally holds us together. Sometimes I think my skincare routine is the only thing holding me together, quite frankly. But yes, it is. There's so much to it. And it has this really amazing protective barrier that I'm going to teach about today. That is one of my favorite things to talk about. But not only does it cover about 20 square feet, it contains about an average square inch of skin. So just a square inch of skin, think about it, is 650 sweat glands, 200 blood vessels, and more than 1,000 nerve endings in just a square inch of skin. And it's different parts of the skin on different parts of the body behave very differently, though. They have different thicknesses and different qualities and characteristics. Think about it. The palms of your hands are even very different than the tops of your hands. The eye area is very different than our cheeks, and our neck and décolleté require special targeted care as well. And it does take a whole holistic wellness plan, not just topicals. They are a very important part of it, but nutrition and stress management and sleep and all of those things are very important. And I always say, skincare gets a bad rap because we talk about heart health, and we give that so much credibility and caring for our brain, and our joints and our bones and all of these things. And for some reason, there's all these conversations that skincare is not important and worth our time, but it very, very much is worth our time as well. Debbie's saying rosehip and argan are my lifesavers during the cold weather season. Yes, we're going to talk about some seasonal things that we need to do as well. So one of the things I want to say going into this, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this throughout, but it always starts with skin analysis. Analyze your skin. Get to know your skin, because that's how you can give your skin what it needs. And our skin is very reflective of our overall health and wellness. If we're not getting enough sleep, it impacts our skin visibly. If we are sick, a lot of times that very much shows in our skin. And so assessing our skin is so important. It's very, very powerful when we take the time to get to know, and I call it mindfulness, be very mindful of our skin, be connected to how our skin is doing. So it's important to know your skin type. Drop in the chat if you know your skin type. Who here knows what their skin type is? Does anyone know what their skin type is? So the 5 main types of skin are, who knows them? Oily, combination, dry, normal, and sensitive. Yes, sensitive is also a skin type, but I also consider kind of a 6th category in there with mature skin. So maturing and truly mature skin, especially for women, I do feel like it deserves its own it deserves its own skin type, because it is very crucial. Our skin type is very foundational in assessing the needs of our skin. I'm combo sensitive. I see we have someone else that just typed their combo sensitive. So yes, I have combination sensitive skin, and I have maturing skin. I'm 41 years old. And so my skin is absolutely, definitely maturing as well. I see a lot of combination skin. Combination is actually the most common skin type. But I'm also finding more and more that a lot of people are self assessing sensitive skin too. And that's not a bad thing. We really do self assess that in so many ways. But combination and combination sensitive skin is very common. Nana G's on, she says she has mature skin. Trudy does too. Yeah. And so that's where we start, because really that is saying how much oil our skin naturally produces and how it behaves. Then we take a look at the color, the temperature, the texture of our skin. We use our eyes, we use our hands, we pay attention when we're doing our routine. And that makes a very big difference in assessing the needs of our skin. We look for any breakouts. We assess the firmness of our skin, the bounce of our skin, the radiance of our skin, and look for any spots and unevenness. And all of those things will let us know really what we need to do with our skincare routine and how to really give it what it needs and be aware if there's any issues. And like I said, sometimes we could have some other things going on. And I know when I'm sick, when I have stuff going on, when my hormones are out of whack, any of those things, it shows in my skin. Leave a comment or, drop a heart or anything if you've noticed that your overall wellness shows in your skin. Who has seen that? Okay, so I have a question on here. What would be the particularities of mature skin when thinking of skincare? That's a great question. So our skin does change a lot as we age. Our skin changes significantly as we age. Think about when you were a teenager. I mean, I was a teenager in the 90s. I was a Noxzema Clearasil girl for sure. In the 90s, also a tweezer girl, clearly. But as we age, our skin is different in our teens, and it's hormonally driven. So our hormones are different at different times in our life. But as we age, our cell turnover slows, and our skin, and that's a great question, because as we age, it actually impacts how our skin naturally functions. Because remember, we're talking today about these top tips for maintaining healthy skin. Well, guess what? As we age, and as our skin matures, as it's maturing, and as it becomes truly mature, our skin does a less good job of doing its job. The cell turnover slows. We produce less collagen and elastin and proteins. Sometimes those proteins in our skin become disorganized, like they form, but maybe they're not quite right. We also produce less ceramides and oils. So our skin barrier is not as strong. And so what that happens is our skin can characteristically become a bit more dry. We lose firmness. It becomes dehydrated very easily. I'm here in Denver and we just started kicking on the heater and I feel it in my skin instantly. Like instantly in my skin, I feel how much more easily dehydrated my skin is. And so there's also something to consider as we age. We've had a certain amount of sun damage, so we're really with mature skin. We're somebody said she has disorganized skin over there. I do too. But yes, we lose that. Our skin can become uneven and blotchy and dull as a result of all of those things too. So it's Val says, "Dang to getting older." I feel like getting older is such a blessing. However, just knowing what our skin is doing at different ages allows us to give it what it needs and to maintain healthy skin. So let's get into it. Yes, Brooke is saying aging around the eyes and lips seems to show first, and that's true, but also around the neck and décolleté. And who knows why? Who knows why we start seeing the signs of aging around the eyes, the neck, the décolleté, the hands, and the lips first. So who knows why that is true? Because that is very true. It is because the skin on those areas is thinner. First and foremost, those areas typically produce less oil. And they're very exposed and they're areas of movement. And so they're delicate. And when we have areas that move, as we lose those proteins in our skin, as we age, we start getting those marks. I have 3 teenage boys. So I call these my mom lines, the 11s. That's like my scowl mark here. And I have one of them that doesn't want to go away very quickly. I make this face a lot as a mom of 3 teenagers, so for sure. But our skin just doesn't bounce back the same. So in those areas, they do require extra targeted care for sure. Yes. And Jan's asking, does a humidifier help? I truly believe that stuff like a humidifier helps because environmental moisture is actually very important. And I'll talk about that. But yes, the skin is thin and things like seasonally having a humidifier going make such a big difference. We actually have one installed on our heater in our house. And I think I'm actually going to put one this year because yes, I feel it for sure. So first, that's a great segue. So one of my first tips after we analyze our skin is taking a barrier first approach to our skincare. So what does that mean? What is a barrier first approach? Who's heard me talk? Who's been on live and who's heard me talk about skin barrier or on TikTok? Let us know if you follow us on TikTok because I talk about barrier health and barrier support. I use those words a lot. But what is it and what is taking a barrier first approach to maintaining healthy skin? Well, our skin barrier is made up of cells and lipids, basically. And it's the outermost part of our skin that works very, very hard to keep us safe. And it's important to feed our skin, yes, with our nutrition and hydration, but with specific topicals that are barrier supportive. Avoiding over exfoliation and harsh cleansing. Harsh cleansers with ingredients like sodium lauryl sulfate or harsh surfactants really strip our skin's natural barrier, and over exfoliation does that as well. And it can be very, 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 very damaging. So our vitamin C cleanser is awesome because it works for all skin types, but it is free of SLS. It is not harsh, and it is a wonderful cleanser. I love this cleanser, and it's one of my favorites. Actually, I don't talk about that. This is absolutely one of my favorites because it just makes my skin feel clean without being tight and stingy. Because as we age, who's felt that sensation when they have washed their face? You can tell when something has been too much for your skin barrier, when your skin just feels overly tight and stingy and it can crack, like it literally feels like little cracks are forming in the skin. It's the worst. So we have to be very mindful about starting with an appropriate cleanser and making sure that we are feeding our skin with what we're putting on top of it. Back in the day, like I said, back in the 90s or even before that, there was an approach to skincare that it's very outdated, especially in Western skincare, where we would just strip the skin of everything, get it all off. We're going to be using all of these harsh things, like the pads that came in the jar. I mean, seriously, those were my life when I think I was 14 and 15 years old. Just get everything. Let's just take everything off, all of the good with all of the bad. And that's very outdated. And we want to nourish our skin and we want to support our lipid barrier, and we don't have to compromise. You can have a great cleanser and not have it be too much. So that's first and foremost. But yes, that barrier, we have a lipid barrier and a cell barrier, and there's specific types of cells and lipids that literally keep the bad stuff out, like environmental stressors and bacteria and pollution. And it actually helps protect us against UV damage and oxidative stress as well. And then we have those lipids like fatty acids and cholesterol and ceramides. I love ceramides. I talk about them all the time. They're my favorite. But it protects us from all of those things and keeps our skin in balance and what homeostasis. So healthy skin, and to maintain healthy skin, is balanced skin. Homeostasis, the right amount of hydration inside, the right amount of oils on top, and it's just that barrier function is functioning where it wants to be. And if we have barrier damage, it looks like red, inflamed, dehydrated skin. It's very reactive. It can be very breakout prone. It's incredibly uncomfortable. It can be itchy, and we lose water from the skin. So it's called transepidermal water loss. And that's actually how scientifically we characterize barrier function, is the amount of water our skin is losing. So who's ready for a did you know? Who's ready for a did you know today? Did you know that we are constantly losing water? We're all just sitting here slowly dehydrating, just slowly losing water. And I'm not talking about perspiration or sweating. Our skin loses a certain amount of water kind of consistently, and our barrier is trying to keep it in. And that's how one of the ways that it's really characterized if someone has an impaired barrier is if they're losing too much water from their skin. And so I talked about some of those external factors, but that impair our barrier, but even too much sun exposure impairs our barrier. And like I said, as we age, it just naturally becomes impaired. We naturally don't produce those components as well. And so our skincare can very much support it. Heather B saying that's why we need to drink lots of water. Yes, that's part of it. And staying hydrated is absolutely part of it. But our skincare routine is very important to kind of make sure that we have those components that we need. Oh, Shiloh's just saying she placed another order. It's like her 10th order in 2 months. That's amazing. We get that a lot because the products are so amazing. We have someone that says, this has been the best for me since I found out I'm allergic to sulfates. Yes, for the cleanser, for sure. For sure. Now, talking about hydration. Who here loves a good hyaluronic acid serum? And who here got the sneak peek of the new serum that we're launching in the pre-launch? But our skin has what's called a natural moisture factor that is kind of like our skin's own natural hyaluronic acid serum, if you would. And it makes up a pretty decent amount of the weight of our skin, 20 to 30%. And we want to use products that support the natural moisture factor and our barrier. So let's talk about some of my favorite products for supporting barrier wellness. So I said we don't want a harsh cleanser. We don't want to over exfoliate. We want to keep exfoliation to like 2 to 3 times a week max. I'm a pretty minimal exfoliating girl. I'm 1 to 2 times a week probably, but I do have sensitive skin. Debbie says she loves the new Dew. Yes, the new one. But some of my favorite products are, yes, those hydrating serums, like the Hydrate and Smooth Serum. that is found in our Actives Trio, which is amazing. And it's also in the Booster Trio. And then the new super secret serum that I'm not going to share today because it hasn't officially launched. But those are wonderful. But one of my favorite barrier supportive products ingredients is niacinamide. Niacinamide is incredibly barrier supportive. It's very balancing, and who here has tried this serum? Who here has tried our 10% niacinamide booster? For someone that has sensitive skin, if you feel like your skin is barrier impaired, or you feel like you produce too little or too much oil in your skin, which, we talked about all the different skin types. I love this 10% niacinamide booster. I cannot live without it because it's very, very balancing. This actually has ingredients in it beyond just niacinamide. It has annatto fruit, it has pumpkin seed, it has humectants and a microalgae. And these really work to help maintain that balance in our skin. We have someone that says niacinamide was a game changer for me. I use it every day. Thrive Mama has tried it. But yes, so this is very, very balancing. And if you struggle with sensitive skin, large pores, too much oil, or really a compromised skin barrier, I absolutely love the 10% niacinamide booster. My next favorite type of ingredients are ceramides and peptides. Those are both found in our skin naturally, ceramides and peptides. And so when we're supplying the skin with things that are there naturally, it allows us to help support those natural processes. Who here has tried the Glycopeptide Anti-Wrinkle Moisturizer? It is very luxurious without being heavy, and it is amazing. And remember, I see someone saying they want to try these. If you use code HEALTHYSKIN in all capital letters, you can save 20% on your order. And if you're on LiveScale, you can actually just shop away and shop as you learn. And so that is an amazing advantage. And if you're over on LiveScale, we're actually doing giveaways over there too. So we've dropped that link. So if you want to join the conversation over on LiveScale, you can have your chance at winning the Micellar Makeup Remover Wipes and the cleanser. But yes, this anti-wrinkle moisturizer has incredible peptides. I'm seeing a lot of conversations about peptides these days, which I love. They're one of my favorite ingredients, not just to be supportive of our skin firmness and those lines and wrinkles. A lot of people don't know peptides are actually barrier supportive as well. And then ceramides are crucial. By the time we're 30, we're actually making significantly less ceramides than we do in our youth, about 40% less. And then by the age of 40 and throughout our 40s, we make about 60% less. Yes, Nikki's Makeup is saying, is this good for menopausal skin? I absolutely love this for menopausal skin because menopausal skin is absolutely producing less lipids. It's producing less ceramides. And so when you have a product that has those in it, it's going to be amazing. And so this is truly one of our iconic products. I love this. And I would say pretty much anything I'm going to be sharing today is going to be great for maturing and mature skin. Absolutely. Absolutely. I use this at night, but it can be used day and night. And I love this. It's very supportive. One thing that's just going to be straight up barrier supportive is oils. Who here has used our oils, the argan oil and the rosehip oil? Who here has used the oils? Oils are amazingly barrier supportive. They are packed with omegas, natural sources of vitamin E. They're very mineral dense, and our skin actually does need minerals. And so I love oils. They're a really great way to finish your skincare routine, especially going from into fall and then into winter. And I think we're going to do another giveaway over on LiveScale. So if you're not over on LiveScale, make sure you hop on over there for your chance to win. But what's really great about something like argan oil is you can use it. I mean, both oils you can use head to toe. You can remove your makeup with them. I love argan for hair. Argan has been used globally as a hair treatment. You can use it mix some just in your moisturizer to boost that moisturization. They are incredible, but what oils will actually help do is create more of a seal on the skin. But I love that these are not heavy. And so these are two of my favorite oils. I love them together, but they really do help lock in that visible hydration in the skin. And they're very, very nourishing. So I love integrating oils. And what I will say is that being a combination skin girl and I get a very oily T-zone, I was very hesitant to start using oils. If you have normal to dry skin, Oils are an easy must, an easy, like, you got to do it. You got to try it. At least mix a few drops in your moisturizer. Yeah, cuticles. I'm seeing Nana G says she uses the argan on her nails and cuticles. Yes, absolutely love that. Um, but I was really hesitant as a combo skin girl to use oil. So what I'll say is I started using a very small amount at night, just in my night routine a few times a week, like half a drop to a drop. And I started working my way up from there. And I felt like they ended up being very, very balancing on my skin, because combination skin in particular is unbalanced. It's your skin's doing different things in different places. And it can be a sign of imbalance in the skin. And sometimes what ends up happening is we're not giving our skin what it needs. So our skin's trying to overproduce oil. And we don't want that. We want the right amount of oil being produced on our skin, and oils can actually be incredibly balancing. So don't be afraid if you have combination or oily skin to just try small amounts at night. They can actually help support that barrier. And I love them. Yes, Kathy's asking, can you use them on your lips? You can absolutely use them on your lips as well. So yes, and thank you so much, all of you, for sending us likes and dropping those hearts and leaving comments and all of that. It is very, very, very much appreciated. And I see some of you shopping away over on LiveScale and taking advantage of that 20% off, which is awesome too. Hi. Thank you for joining us. We're chatting all about healthy skin tips today, if you just hopped on. And we're going to chat my number 2 tip. So next, we're going to talk about the day routine. Who here has questions about the day routine? So our day routine is very important. We're going to talk about the night routine, but let's talk about the day routine. Foxy Boy saying, what is that? I just got there. I'm not sure. Are you talking about the oils? So I was sharing about the oils and they're amazing, but welcome. And thank you all of you that just hopped on. The 20% off code is healthy skin in all capital letters. So healthy skin will save you 20. Oh, okay. The sale, yes, 20% off with code healthy skin. And if you're on LiveScale, you can just shop right away and use that there. It does work on our main website as well for a very limited time. Be aware that this is just that discount code is valid for a very limited time. For those of you joining us live on all of these amazing platforms, because we're live on all of these awesome places right now. All right. So the day routine. During the day, our skin naturally, because we're talking about how we can support these natural processes, right? During the day, our skin naturally is in protection and prevention mode. Those cells and that barrier and our natural moisture factor actually really work to protect us from those environmental stressors, the pollution, the allergens. Oh, and we're at, I see someone asking about sunblock brands. We are going to talk about SPF here for sure. I did write a blog. If you go to the GoPure website and check out our blog, I actually wrote a blog on some of my top skincare or SPF favorites, because it's so dependent on your skin and your skin type and all of those things. But our skin naturally has these mechanisms to protect us actually against free radical damage, also called oxidative stress. It has natural ways it wants to protect us from UV damage. And then obviously it wants to stay hydrated, but it also is trying to keep out pollution and environmental stressors and bacteria and allergens and all of those things. But if our skin is doing all the work and we're not actually using topicals to support those processes during the day, we will actually end up with sun damage. And UV rays are the number one, yes, cause. It's a huge risk for skin cancer, obviously. But it's the major contributor to visible skin aging. 90% of the damage that we see in our skin is from the sun. It's from that UV exposure, and it contributes to dark spots and hyperpigmentation, irregular oil production, large pores, obviously those lines and wrinkles. And it's not this, when we think about being in the sun, it's not I sat in the sun all day long and now I have this damage. The reality is that most of that damage comes from just us living our life and incidental damage. And so sunscreen is really year round, and we really do need to reapply. And it's very important to use at least an SPF 30 or higher. That's very, very important. And the higher altitude you live in, that UV exposure is actually even more intense. I live in Denver, and that UV exposure is significantly more intense than at sea level. And a lot of times we can think, oh, I didn't get a sunburn, I'm fine. And that's not really how it works. Unfortunately, we really do need to wear SPF and reapply. I love a powder SPF for reapplication. It's one of my best tips is to get a powder to reapply. They're very, very good. And any skincare professional I know would probably say the best quote anti-aging product you can have in your arsenal is actually an SPF. Anne is saying, I wish GoPure had a sunscreen. Well, I can say that is something we are absolutely working very, very, very hard on. So stay tuned. But 80% of the sun's rays still penetrate on a cloudy day, and 80% of that damage is still incidental. So yeah, sunscreen and reapply SPF 30 or higher. But what pairs perfectly with our sunscreen? Drop in the comments if you know what pairs perfectly with our sunscreen. So what ingredient? It's a vitamin. I talk about it a lot in our day routine, and it is best friends with your sunscreen. It's a powerful antioxidant. Who knows what it is? Yes, vitamin C, vitamin C. And I always like to preface my vitamin C chats with something that a lot of people don't know. There's always these like rules for vitamin C and all of these things. Well, guess what? There's a ton of different forms of vitamin C. There's natural forms, there's clinical forms, there's pure L-ascorbic acid, there's vitamin C derivatives. They all behave slightly differently, but they are supportive of the skin in a lot of the same ways. So the Brighten and Even serum is, in my opinion, it's so good because it actually is a Kakadu plum based vitamin C. And it's very different because it's incredibly easy to tolerate. Higher percentage forms of vitamin C they can be a little intense, and not everyone can tolerate them. And there different forms of vitamin C are not the best for all skin types. This serum, which is found in our Actives Trio and in our Booster Trio, is wonderful because it is very hydrating and humectant based. And it's very gel-like. And now those are those hydrating qualities to this. But what's awesome about this is that it's like perfect for all skin types. Like I have so many people that are like, I've tried all these vitamin C's. They are very irritating on my skin. Some forms of vitamin C can make people break out. I'm like, you have to try the Brighten and Even serum because it is incredibly potent. Kakadu plum is actually the world's richest natural form of vitamin C. And it's a very potent antioxidant. It is a plum that grows in really harsh conditions in Australia. So it's developed these natural mechanisms to be a super potent antioxidant. And that's what I love is that antioxidant power that drives that serum is really amazing. And then it uses a sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a very stable vitamin C derivative. And that's why I love that serum so much because it's just so easy to tolerate. So many people have a hard time tolerating different forms of vitamin C. Jessica's saying I need to get more serums. Well, if you use code Healthy Skin, either on LiveScale or on the Go Pure Beauty website for a limited time, you can actually get 20% off. So make sure you use that code and you can save as well. But SPF can't block all free radical damage, and different percentages of SPF are going to be so focused on blocking the UV rays, and they can only block about 55% of those free radical damage, those damaging free radicals. I got this. But that's why supporting your SPF in your day routine with antioxidant skincare and vitamin C is very, very important because free radicals literally are like a bull in a china shop in our skin. That's what I say. They're these random electrons that go around and they are very, very hard on our skin. It's incredibly damaging and aging. And so that's why I love vitamin C during the day. But vitamin C is awesome because you can actually use it at night too. Zuo is saying the vitamin C serum is an absolute favorite. Let me see this question. Hold on. I've been prescribed retin-A cream for my pigmentation. How do I'm going to talk about the night skincare routine and layering. So I've got your back over there with your question. And if anyone, Glimmer's saying that I placed a huge order earlier today, just reach out to our customer service. We have incredible customer service. So if you ever have any issues or concerns, you can email support@gopurebeauty.com, and our incredible customer service has your back. No worries. So what's interesting too about this type of vitamin C, if you're asking, can you use it before retinol? And then someone else is asking, what's the minimum SPF one should wear? So minimum SPF 30. This vitamin C, if you can tolerate it, can technically be paired with retinol. There's a lot of controversial opinions on vitamin C and retinol together. Obviously, retinol is nighttime only, but this is, if your skin is not hypersensitive and if you try it, they can technically be used together. I actually don't have any issues with that because it is super, super stable and non-irritating. The code is healthy skin in all caps. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you to everyone in the chat who's giving support. It's very helpful because we're streaming on so many places right now. But yes, so that is the one thing that I say during the day to maintaining that healthy looking skin is just really pairing that SPF, minimum SPF 30, reapplying, and then using an amazing vitamin C serum like the Go Pure Brighten and Even serum. Another great option for vitamin C is we also have the Actives Intensive Spot Corrector pen. This actually has an oil soluble form of vitamin C, and this you can utilize day or night to specifically target dark spots and hyperpigmentation. I absolutely love this, and it has a really great applicator. So you can give yourself some targeted care with that brightening vitamin C as well, or just grab an amazing brightening sheet mask. This has another even incredible form of vitamin C and snow mushroom and licorice root, and it's just very luxurious. It feels incredibly hydrating, and I love it. Damaris is asking, can I suggest good SPF products? If you head on over to the blog on the Go Pure website, I actually have a list for different categories because different skin types and needs require different types of SPF. And so I would just say, go check out that blog, and I have some great suggestions there. How long is the 20% off code for if you can't shop right now? Crystal, can you answer that? How long that is for? Usually I actually don't know. I'm gonna have customer service help with that one, but that's a great question. All right, so next, our skin at night. So we talked about during the day, our skin is in prevent, protect. It's trying to just keep out the stressors, and it's trying to keep out UV, and it's trying to block off all those free radicals and that oxidative stress. So at night, what does our skin want to do? Our skin wants to rest. It wants to repair. It wants to restore. It wants to renew. It wants to replenish. So it's going through all of those processes, right? And so how do we support that? How do we support our skin to repair, renew, restore, replenish, recover? Well, you typically want to utilize targeted routines. And a lot of people are talking about skin cycling. And I know that there is a very specific formula that is being put out there about skin cycling. Skin cycling is something that I've talked about for a really long time. It's just more this idea that we rotate different routines in our evening routine to give a targeted approach so we can target our specific skin concerns, because a lot of these ingredients that we use at night, we use them at night because they're not appropriate to use during the day. Maybe they're a little more intense, and you can't pair all of these things together. I did see a question about exfoliating products specifically for more sensitive skin. Where did that go? I have it right here. Enzymes. Enzymes are an amazing option, especially when paired with nourishing oils, like in this enzyme mask. They can be very nourishing and very gentle. And enzymes in something like this, because enzymes can be, depending on how it's formulated, more intense too. But this enzyme mask is an amazing option for more sensitive skin. And the microdermabrasion resurfacing exfoliator, this is another really great option for more sensitive skin. So an exfoliation routine is something that we can do at night. It can help visibly renew the skin, refine the appearance of the skin, and it's going to remove those excess dead cells. Because remember, as we age, our cells don't turn over as quickly, and our skin actually doesn't shed as quickly. It doesn't naturally exfoliate as well as it used to, and so we can support that process with an exfoliation night. We want to use retinoids and retinol. I saw a question about retin A. Retin A is a retinoid, so using retinoids at night. Who here knows? This is a hard question. So, who here knows what the difference between retinol and retinoids are? Does anyone know the difference between retinol? I'm holding it up to my cameras, and something that is an actual true retinoid. Do we know the difference between the two? Now, retinol and retinoids, a lot of times can't be used. We don't want to use them with exfoliants. We have to be careful about the type of vitamin C that we use them with. We don't want to use too many other active ingredients. And even where it falls in our routine makes a difference depending on our skin type. Retinol is very powerful, and retinol can be supportive of our natural ability to have our cells turn over, and they can be collagen supportive. But what is really amazing about retinol is that it's one of those things that works on retinoids on the appearance of lines and wrinkles, on the appearance of dark spots and hyperpigmentation, the look of overall skin firmness, all of those things, just kind of the classic signs of aging, right? But retinol has to go through a process of conversion in the skin to get to a form that our skin can recognize and utilize. So you want this form, the retinol we have in here is very stable, and it's actually encapsulated, and it's formulated with other ingredients. So it can actually get into the skin and go through that conversion process so our skin can use it, which is incredible. And encapsulation, in my opinion, is actually very important for ingredients like retinol. Retinoids, this has what is called a granactive retinoid in it. This is our Firm and Lift serum, and it's also paired with bakuchiol, which is a botanical natural retinol alternative. And it works similarly to a retinoid. Retinoids are direct acting, and they don't need to go through any conversion process in the skin. And what I love about the granactive retinoid is that you don't need a prescription for it, but it is up to 10 times more stable than traditional retinol. Our skin recognizes it readily, and it can be much less irritating than other retinoids and even forms of retinol. So it's really amazing. So that's the difference, is that retinol has to go through a conversion process in the skin and is more of a derivative, whereas retinoids can be direct acting and your skin recognizes them right away. And retinoids can be generally more potent, but they all have different amounts they can irritate our skin. Granactive retinoid is much more easy to tolerate than other forms of retinol and retinoids. And I love it. And I love that it's paired with bakuchiol. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, and that it's very, very cool. So I love having a retinol routine at night, and it supports those natural processes. And then we can have rest nights where we just focus on barrier support. We're talking about our skin barrier and all of those things and the lipids. We can have a night where we just focus on ingredients and products that are nourishing to the skin, where we're not exfoliating, we're not using retinoids or intense active ingredients. I love doing a niacinamide focus night with my oils and my peptides and all of those things, and it is very potent. Moni's asking about what about tretinoin instead. So tretinoin is a prescription strength retinoid. It is very powerful. It's very small percentages in those, but not everyone can tolerate tretinoin. Retin A, all of those things. And so it's really nice to just have other retinoid alternatives. And there are very few, you can get adapalene basically in a granactive retinoid without a prescription. Sorry, I got to take a sip of water because everyone knows if you watch my lives, I have to have one of my fancy cups, and I am fond of this one. We have Jay Bella asking, is it okay to use rosehip oil 2 times a day and night? Yes, absolutely. And rosehip oil is one of my favorites for a rest night. But I do want to say, in that repair, restore, renew process that our skin wants to go through, sleep is crucial. We have to get sleep, and managing stress is also super, super, super crucial, because we go through different hormonal processes when we sleep that our skin actually produces the most collagen when we're sleeping. It's truly repairing. Our cell turnover kicks up when we're sleeping, and our temperature adjusts to a way that is optimal for those things. And if we're stressed and we're not getting adequate sleep, our cortisol levels are too high, and that increases inflammation in the skin. It destroys our collagen in our skin. Stress and lack of sleep do age us. It's been clinically shown. They've done studies to show that if we do not get enough sleep, if we're not going through the proper sleep processes, we don't, it truly damages our skin, and we don't get to take advantage of the amazing things that happen as we sleep naturally. As our skin wants to produce cells faster, as our skin wants to produce more collagen. And when we don't get enough sleep, it actually triggers our stress. And so sleep quality and proper sleep hygiene is really important. And if we don't get enough, it increases lines and wrinkles and pigmentation problems and even the elasticity in our skin. It's wild. It's truly, truly hard. But I mean, I have 3 kids. I don't think I slept properly, and well, help, my oldest is 17. So 17 years. I haven't gotten enough sleep probably in 17 years. But the American Academy of Sleep Medicine actually says that 30% of adults in the US regularly do not get enough sleep. So there's a group of us who here it feels like they get enough sleep. Um, if you do, I am jealous of you because truly it's very important. So in the first 3 hours of sleep, we produce somatryptin. And if we don't produce that somatryptin, our skin doesn't repair. So that is reparative on our skin. And if we don't get enough somatryptin, it accelerates the aging process in our skin. It truly contributes to the maintenance of healthy, youthful skin. In those first 3 hours of sleep, very, very important. Next, in the next 2 hours that we're sleeping, we start producing more melatonin. Who here takes melatonin? I have to sometimes. I actually, sidebar, I take half a child's dose, and that's plenty for me. That's all I need is half a child's dose of melatonin. And I'm out like a light. Jay Villa is saying, I've been so faithful to Go Pure. My dark spots are fading, and one spot has completely disappeared. I love hearing that. And being consistent is so important. What's the best, Foxy Blue Eyes asking, what's the best way to sleep to prevent that crepiness in the skin? Well, doing your skincare routine is very important. Utilizing things like peptides, making sure that we are using the retinol if we can be very important. I try and sleep on my back if possible, but I always end up on my side. So sometimes it's just utilizing those ingredients that are supportive of our elastin is going to be very helpful. But getting adequate sleep is actually the thing, because crepey skin is a result of elastin damage, and our quality sleep literally directly relates to how much elastin we can produce. Tam631 says, I take so much melatonin. Cheryl says, I do a bedtime tea. I love herbal tea at bedtime. That's awesome. Drop in the comments, what are your ways to kind of get into that sleep mode, to kind of get relaxed? We do have to settle into our sleep. And so the next 2 hours, we're naturally producing that melatonin. So melatonin, who knows this? This is going to be a fun fact, because you know I love sharing fun facts with you all. Melatonin works as an antioxidant. So it actually works as an antioxidant to help protect the skin from free radical damage. Who knew that? And we naturally produce that in those next hours of sleep. So we slept 3 hours. Those 2 hours after that, our melatonin increases, and it actually works as an antioxidant in the skin. And so if we don't have those antioxidants, remember, it's that free radical damage is like a bull in a china shop in our skin, and it's super, super, super damaging. So the final stage, that REM sleep, if you can get good REM sleep, which is so hard to get, listen to this. This is why you want to try and get good REM sleep. During that final REM stage of sleep, our cortisol levels decrease. So cortisol is the stress hormone. And those cortisol levels get, if we cannot get them under control, it increases inflammation and it accelerates the aging process. It really throws off our oil production. It can exacerbate a lot of different skin conditions. And we, when our cortisol levels drop in I got this. Stephanie, all right. When our cortisol levels drop, our temperature also decreases during that REM sleep, and our skin cools and it relaxes. And this is when our collagen production raises. So we want to get good sleep. Do it for the collagen. Get good sleep for the collagen. And we really need that. That's what helps maintain that supple, smooth looking skin. And good sleep promotes good collagen production. And this, we have the strongest recovery at night. And collagen supportive ingredients are things like peptides, retinoids, alpha hydroxy acids, vitamin C is great. I see a question about dark spots. Getting good sleep and utilizing ingredients like vitamin C, licorice root, and retinoids, and alpha hydroxy acids. That's for sure. And really making sure we're utilizing a solid nightly skincare routine. We do not want to skip our skincare routine at night. And inadequate sleep really increases inflammation in the skin. It's very bad for us. And actually, if we don't get enough sleep, it can impact our circulation and result in lower oxygen. And that can actually lead to blotchy skin as well, dull skin. It affects our pigment. And so it does. I see someone saying that even around the eyes, it absolutely impacts a person's face overall. And they've done studies on how a lack of sleep visibly impacts the skin and absolutely even impacts our dark circles. But did you know that it actually impacts all of those things as we sleep? So next, I do want to say, where did I have this? So a couple of my tips. If you feel like you are getting, oh, here it is. Because the next one is cleansing and moisturizing and sticking to the essentials. So my next tip is stick to the essentials, which is cleanse, moisturize, and SPF. If you're tired, if you're overwhelmed, we're getting into a very busy time of year. Holidays are upon us. Shopping, spending, chaos, madness, school parties, all the things, right? And we're tired at the end of the day. Who is tired at the end of the day? I'm tired at the end of the day. And keep it simple. If you want to maintain healthy looking skin and overall skin wellness, be very consistent in your skincare routine. Do your day and night routine very consistently. It's so super important. But if you're really tired at the end of the day, yes, keep your routine simple if you don't have a lot of time, but start earlier. It's actually best to not do your skincare routine right before you hop into bed. You want to give your products a little bit of time to absorb, to penetrate the skin. I will hit a moment where I feel myself getting tired and I will go do my skincare. And it's very, very important. But like I said, make sure we don't want to use harsh cleansers. We want to avoid those harsh surfactants. Gentle cleansing, SLS free, very, very, very important. But a double cleanse. We want to make sure we're doing a deeper cleanse. A double cleanse, you can use the amazing micellar makeup remover wipes or even an oil. I actually, if I have a lot of makeup on, will massage an oil on to dry skin. I will let it break down the dirt, the oil, the impurities, my makeup, all of those things. We get our SPF off the skin from the day. Then I will go in with my makeup remover wipes. And then I will go in with my cleanser. But just cleansing our skin day and night is very important. And being consistent. Consistency is so important. I relate skincare consistently a lot to nutrition and fitness, where we're not going to get the results and it's not going to be doing anything for our heart health if we're doing, our fitness routine once a week, even a couple times a week. But if we are staying consistent, it makes a big difference. Same thing with our skin. Remember, our skin is our largest and heaviest organ. Consistency is so super important. Coley is saying, I've been slacking on my consistency the last few days and I see it. Back to being disciplined and doing the entire routine day and night. And remember, if you feel like you can't do all of the things, we need to just keep it simple. I see a question about toner. Toner just comes, and this is my rule for toner because I get a lot of toner questions. When do I tone? Toner can be confusing, right? We tone when we are ready to move on to the skincare that's going to stay on the face. So we do a single cleanse, a double cleanse. If we have an exfoliant, we wash off. We do all those things. But when we're ready to move on to the skincare that's going to stay on the face, that's when we tone the skin. And we can balance. You want a toner that does not have alcohol, that's not stripping and drying again. We want to focus on that barrier wellness. And then you can use any serums or keep it very simple. And then always, always, always use moisturizer. Everyone needs a good cleanser and everyone needs a good moisturizer, and they are based on your skin type typically. And so it's really important to at least stick to the basics when you're feeling tired, when you're feeling like you're struggling with your consistency. The basics are very, very, very important. And clean skin truly does kick off our skincare routine. Our products aren't going to penetrate if we still have stuff on our skin. But also, did you know that when we're out and about in the world and our skin is collecting dirt and debris and bacteria, we're getting pollution on our skin. And pollution acts like a magnifying glass to UV damage, and it can be very, very damaging on our skin. I love aloe in products because aloe is actually anti-pollution. Our hydrating toner is super rich in aloe. Our serums are rich in aloe and other humectants. I love aloe in skincare. But it accelerates skin aging, all of those impurities on the skin. And they amplify that UV damage. And one bacteria can turn into 16 million in just 12 hours. So if you ever feel too tired and you're struggling to find the motivation to do your nightly skincare routine, just remember that one bacteria can turn into 16 million in 12 hours because bacteria multiplies exponentially. And we got to wash that off our face. And even if you're not breakout prone, because yes, cleansing our skin removes all of those things that can clog our pores. But again, all of those things that collect on our skin damage and age our skin. And then bacteria on top of it, we want to get that off. We want to get all of that off our skin for sure. And it is very important to just focus on the basics, cleanse, moisturize, SPF if you're feeling that's all you can do. That's very, very much okay. Now, finally, be mindful with your skin. Like I said, that's kind of what we started talking about in this, but skin mindfulness is just being aware of our skin and what it's doing and how it's feeling and what it needs in each moment. And look at your skin in a way that is not judgmental. Love your skin. Your skin works very hard to protect you, support you, all of those things. But skin mindfulness is this thing where just take a look at your skin, do a check-in. Seasonally, yes, it's going to maybe snow here today in Denver. Like I said, we just started kicking the heater on. I instantly feel it in my skin and know I need to make appropriate adjustments to my skincare routine. And when we get to a place where we can be non-judgmental, my least favorite things are the super magnification mirrors. You know, no one needs to look at their skin really that close. We can be very unkind to ourselves when we look that closely and intensely at our skin. But just feel your skin. Okay, everyone take a minute. Let's take a minute. We always want to have clean hands, but let's assess our skin. What does your pore size look like? Should I get all close? Let's look at our pores. How are our pores doing? How are my pores doing? Normally, my pores are very large and prone to congestion, and the 10% niacinamide booster has literally changed my life. I will say that. What is the texture? Is it rough or is it smooth? How is your oil production doing? Does your skin feel dry? Because remember, dry skin is a lack of oil in the skin. Or do you feel like maybe you already have midday some excess oil? What is the color of the skin? Do you see any redness or irritation or hyperpigmentation? And then what do you want to target? What does your skin need? And then we choose our products and build our routine based around how our skin is doing. Shannon is asking, what the live scale link is. Can someone drop the live scale link for Shannon, please? And remember, you can save 20% on products that you need with code Healthy Skin. I think Crystal said noon Pacific time tomorrow. Is that correct, Crystal? Did I see that correctly? And we have a bunch of you shopping over on live scale. So if you do want to grab those products, and we have 15,000 hearts on live scale. And I see so many of you joining us from Facebook and YouTube and all of that. That's awesome. And on TikTok, of course. Hey, TikTok. This is the first time we've had TikTok in on the party, which is awesome. And I'm so excited about it. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen, drop some likes, and feel free to ask questions too, because I am answering the TikTok questions along with everyone else. Jen is saying, love niacinamide. Yes, I cannot live without it. Renita is saying, I'm hydrated because of your products. Yes. Supporting the look of hydration in the skin, especially this time of year, is very, very, very important. If you're not over on live scale and you want to join, I do see people dropping that link because that's where we're doing the giveaways too. And sign up for our texts. Crystal, can you put up the codes for people if they want to be able to get on our text list so you never miss a live? You can text live if you're in the USA to 29684. And if you're in Canada, you can text the word live to 69214. That way you'll get the direct link to live scale every single time. And thank you for those of you on TikTok tapping and giving us hearts too. I very, very much appreciate it. And so now, let's get back to the content. Let's get back to what we're talking about right now. But how do we pay attention to our skin just beyond assessing that? Yes, the seasonal changes. Do a barrier check-in. How's my skin barrier doing? How's my skin feeling? I like to sit with my eyes closed. You can do this too. And I just pay attention to how my skin feels, head to toe. And it can be very calming and relaxing. Does your skin feel dry? Does it feel itchy? Does it feel stingy? Does it feel nourished? Does it feel healthy? There are times when I'm like, my skin does not feel healthy. And other times when I'm very aware that my skin feels awesome and very healthy. And it makes such a big difference. But it's important to take time to rest and to relax. And as the holidays approach, it can get really, really hectic. And so this last step, yes, assessing our skin and giving it what it needs when it needs it, is beyond that. That being mindful is also making sure we're managing our stress. Again, making sure we're getting sleep. And as we get hectic, with extra sweets and parties and all sorts of things, pay attention to what's going on with your skin. Work on trying to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. If you can fit in exercise and fresh air, yes, that can be a very important part of our skin wellness and being mindful of our skin. Making sure that we're getting a well-rounded nutrition. Who here has tried our Ceramifirm supplement? So we do have a supplement that is incredible. It is supportive of your skincare routine. It is packed with B vitamins like niacinamide and biotin, but it has plant-based ceramides as well. And so if you are the type of person that loves supplements and uses supplements to support your well-rounded nutrition, we actually have an awesome skincare supplement as well. And it's incredible. And then making sure that we're not using products that are aggravating on the skin. And we're constantly making sure that we are using the right skincare products. And one thing I do want to add to this is that making sure you're not using expired skincare. So a part of this too is that we assess and adjust, but as we assess and adjust our routine, probably quarterly, I go through all of my products. So I will go through my makeup products and I will go through my skincare products. Personally, I don't use products once they've been open more than 6 months, but a lot of products will have an icon on there that say how makeup I will, but I'm saying like any cream-based products. I do want to be accurate there. Cream-based skincare products. If a lot of products you should be going through in like 2 to 3 months if you're using them consistently. But there are some things if we're only using them, say at night or during the day, and there are ones like retinoids that you're not using every single night, possibly. It is important, especially when you've had things about 12 months, to do a check-in always check the consistency, color, and smell of your skincare products, and make sure you're not using products that maybe have oxidized or past their prime. It's okay to crack open a fresh serum every 6 to 12 months, perfectly acceptable. But you want potent skincare. You want to make sure it's all still active, and you want to make sure that you are using skincare that also has not been oxidized. So that is something that I did want to throw in there as well. And then make sure you're washing your makeup brushes. And don't share your makeup products. These are two that I'm throwing in there. But yes, I actually have to wash my makeup brushes. I can see them right over there right now. It's actually bananas how many makeup brushes I need to wash. But now I would love for you all to drop in the comments, what are some of your tips? What is something that you learned, or what is something that you do that maybe I didn't mention that is part of your overall skin wellness? What do you do to maintain healthy skin? Rhonda Erickson is asking, I'm 72 with dry skin. How often should I wash my face and moisturize? That is a great question. So moisturization needs to happen twice a day. I am a fan of cleansing morning and night and moisturizing morning and night. That is a very important part of a consistent skincare routine. If you are using a cleanser that is not harsh and drying, you can absolutely cleanse your skin morning and night. Because remember, even as we're sleeping, we're getting bacteria and different things settling on our skin. We have allergens in our home and out about in the world. So if you're using a gentle cleanser, you can absolutely cleanse morning and night. And I really do think it's important. If you feel like your skin is incredibly sensitive, and you're not using ingredients like retinoids, there are some people that recommend you can just splash with warm water. Remember, we do not want to cleanse with hot water. We want to cleanse with warm water. But I stick by the fact that I do think it's important to cleanse our skin 2 times a day and absolutely moisturize twice a day, because we want to make sure that we are applying our products on fresh, clean skin that is not overstripped with anything harsh. But that is a very great question. Jessica saying her tip is I always put eye products on my lips. I've done this since my 20s and I have no lip lines. That is one of my favorite tips. I love using eye care products around the lip. The skin is very thin there and it's very delicate, same as around the eyes. And so that's what I love that tip. Thank you for sharing, Jessica. Shiloh was saying tap serums in and rub moisturizers up lightly and lightly around the eyes. I love that. I love that. That's a great tip. Let me see if I have Heather saying, I love my 3-pack. I love that. Hey, Debbie, how are you doing? I haven't seen your name on here. There's so many comments of things everywhere. I apologize if I'm missing any questions or comments. There's so much stuff going on right now. So if you had a question that you did not get answered, you can, if you're on the LiveScale app, you can type contact me and we'll ask for your email address, and we can absolutely reach out to you. But if you would like to contact our customer service for anything, you can email them at support@gopurebeauty.com. Our customer service team is so incredible, and you can always reach out to them with additional questions. And Kaylee, who is our junior educator here, she's also an esthetician. She's amazing. She's been manning the comments on LiveScale. She and I actually work very closely with our customer service team too, and also join our GoPure VIP community. That is an incredible space where you can ask questions and connect with so many other people and get your questions answered as well. We have someone saying, I put a little oil on my lips. Yes, I love oil on the lips. Lip oils are all the rage. Do I have any on my desk? I have so many lip care products on my desk at any given time. It's actually hysterically funny. But I don't have a lip oil, but lip oils are now a thing. And I've just been using oils on my lips. I love that tip. That's amazing. I'm like, I just put oil on my lips. I've been doing it forever. Kathy's asking, can I do live one day doing my routine? Yes, I love going live and doing actual skincare routines. Follow us on TikTok if you're not. I actually do want to be doing quicker lives more often on TikTok as well. Hey, TikTok. Well, I will be doing skincare routines and just popping on to answer questions and all of those things as well. Laura saying one of her tips is drink lots of water. Yes, that is a great tip. Jessica saying argan oil is great for moving waterproof mascara. Absolutely. It's so amazing. And argan oil is great around the eye because it's super rich in vitamin E, and it's non-comedogenic. It actually has a comedogenic rating of 0. Certain oils around the eye area don't work great because they can get us milia pretty easily. I'm very prone to getting milia around the eyes, and it is awesome for removing oil. That's why I don't actually like using coconut oil for makeup removal or on the face, because it can be really occlusive, and it can be a little more triggering for milia. And I love argan oil for that. Julie's saying I rub product on the back of my hands. How did I not say that? Oh, I'm so disappointed in me. That's one of my favorite tips. Yes, targeted. Don't put your serums when you're doing your routine on your neck, on your décolleté, and on the backs of your hands. And don't forget SPF on the backs of your hands. See, this is why I love when you all participate in the conversation, because I forget things. Obviously we're obviously over time. We're obviously over time today because I'm so chatty. And I love sharing with you all the absolutely backs of the hands, and neck and décolleté for sure. Donna's saying she takes collagen. That is a great tip. The collagen can be very controversial. I'm a huge fan of collagen. I am. I say, why not? We lose collagen as we age. I think peptides are amazing to take. I love them to apply topically. I'm a huge peptide girl, and peptides are just chains of amino acids, and they're the building blocks of collagen. So when you hear about collagen peptides, that's what they're talking about. Oh, Julia's asking what's milia. Milia are you get those white hard bumps in different areas, especially around the eye area. That's buildup of keratin under the skin. They can be very hard to remove, and it's hard when you get them around the eye area because that skin is very thin and delicate, and sometimes they actually do require professional removal. So I always say let's avoid milia. Retinoids like a Granactive retinoid can be very helpful. Exfoliation and just making sure we're not using stuff that's too heavy around the eye area. And that's why stuff like our Advanced Repair Eye Cream, I love, because it's not heavy. And if something's going to give me milia, it'll show up within a week. I have been using this because of course I got to use it before it launched, because my job is fun. But this has never, ever triggered any milia around my eyes. And I'm so sensitive to it. I love this. It's my baby. I love. And now I haven't shown this. Our eye cream is now shipping with this really cool spatula. So you can scoop out, because and this is because of you all. You all said we would love a spatula because we want to make sure we keep our products sanitary. And we thought that's actually an amazing idea. And so you can scoop it out with your amazing spatula, pop it on the skin, and then you can massage it in as well. So these are actually shipping with your eye cream orders now. How cool is that? Isn't that amazing? Yes, and it feels so good. So Jen is saying that I love the feel of this ball is so cooling around the eye area. It feels really good. And it is great for the look of puffiness. I see a question on there, but this just feels so good. All right, you all. For those of you on live scale, we are going to leave it open for about 30 more minutes if you all want to continue shopping. The code is all caps healthy skin. And you can shop on the website as well. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on TikTok and on Facebook and on YouTube, and especially those of you on live scale that participate in the conversation. Damaris is asking, can you buy this? Yes, I believe so. I believe it's in accessories. I think I'll have to double check if it's been put up on the website yet, but I believe the eye spatula will be available for purchase individually. I hope I'm not misspeaking, but it does ship when you order the eye cream now. So that's incredible. Cece has 3. We will be able, I think, to have this available as well. And it's just so awesome. I love it. And it's so cute. Look how cute it is. It's adorable. It says Go Pure. It says Go Pure. It's so cute. I love it. All right, my dears. We've had an amazing time today. I love hanging out with all of my Go Pure lovelies. It's been so much fun. Our next live is going to be kicking off Black Friday. And so we have some amazing things in store for you this month. So make sure you text those codes to get on our list. The SMS list, so you don't miss a thing. And you will be able to hop on those lives, and you'll never miss the fun special things and giveaways that we do on these. And you all are just so incredible. Thank you for participating in the conversation and hanging out with us today. It's been an incredible time. I so much appreciate it. And if you are over on LiveScale, if you click that link, you can continue to shop for about 30 more minutes. And make sure you use that code to save 20%. And thank you so much for joining us, and have an amazing day. Did I miss anything else, Crystal? Did I say everything I need to say? If I did, I'll have you all pop it in the chat, and have an amazing time. You are all the best. Thank you. Bye.